up in the sky. Look, it's captivating. It's energizing. It's Eliances Heroes. Eliances is the destination for entrepreneurs, investors, CEOs, inventors, leaders, celebrities, and startups, where our heroes in business align. Now, here's your host flying in, David Kogan, founder of Eliances.
Are you ready for today? Are you ready to learn some secrets? We've got all-stars on again today. As you know, this is the only place where entrepreneurs align. So by the way, keep the feedback coming. We want it, we want it, we want it, especially when I interviewed Sherry Harrison, Hall of Fame with Talking Heads, and also an Eliances member. So make sure you go to Eliances.com. That's Eliances.com. Why? Again, it's the only place where entrepreneurs align. All right, imagine this. Are you ready? 2.5 million in reach, 1 million post engagements, 2 million video views, and 2,500 new followers, all in it every 7 days. You want to learn the secrets of how you can have that? Well, we've got our next hero today, Dan Shinder, who's an advanced social marketing expert, and he can be reached at advancedsocialmarketing.com. And of course, we'll have it on our website at Eliances.com. Dan, how in the world do you do this? I mean, you've certainly cracked the code on social media, but take us back to kind of the evolving of this is before you went, hey, I'm going to share the secret with others.
Thank you, David. Thank you so much for having me. It truly is an honor. And I remember the epiphany of wanting and feeling compelled, like I need to share this with other people so they can have success as well. When I started an online media company in the music business called DrumTV, during the first year, it was pointed out by someone who works with me that we were achieving 900% more online reach and engagement than all of our media peers combined, all of our industry peers combined. It's a fluffy word for competitors, okay? These are companies that have been around 10 to 40 years, and we were just skyrocketing past them. And I realized after looking at everything, it truly, after what they were not doing, it was truly because of the strategies that I developed to grow 100% organically online, primarily on Facebook first. And that's when I opened Advanced Social Marketing and came up with a series of products and services, workshops and courses called Social Media on Steroids. And this was during our first year, as I mentioned, which was 2013. I started the company, DrumTV, in January 2013. About 5 months later is all it took. We had 47,000 followers in the first 7 weeks, 100% organically.
So what made you say, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to share this with others, I'm going to go from doing the DrumTV, which you do continue to do, but adding this on, given the amount of work and all of the things that you have going on, how did you then make the evolution?
But I love to teach. It certainly was a balancing act to be able to do both at the same time. And I started teaching and sharing this stuff in the music industry because so many, I come from that world, from the creative side, and so many of us are so right brain heavy that there's like bats and moths and cobwebs on this side. And I made it my mission to help people connect the creativity with the analytical side, put that to work so that they could get better results. And quite honestly, looking at Facebook, looking at YouTube, looking at Instagram, all these other platforms, even LinkedIn, I saw a lot of deficiencies, and I really felt compelled to share this stuff so people could also enjoy more success. And then I branched out of music, and now I work with almost everybody, people in the food industry, leaders in real estate training, dental tech, Ford dealerships, it goes on and on and on. Nonprofits, everyone from small solopreneurs to really large corporations.
So people can take your course, and how soon are they able to start implementing it and seeing results?
That's a great question. From the first session, I share things that they could start implementing and start seeing results right away. And I teach what those results are. Now, ultimately, results are more sales, more revenue, more profit. But there's a lot of things that need to happen along the way to get people to trust you, fall in love with your brand, for you to create more followers that are engaged with your following, that will champion your brand for you, be able to drive traffic. All those things need to happen along the way. And there's a lot of mechanical things people are not doing or absolutely doing wrong along the way, and it's not working for them.
Now, we have a lot of businesses that are listening and watching now, but we also have a lot of solopreneurs or consultants, motivational speakers, authors, and that. Is this something, though, those that they would also utilize your service for?
Absolutely. Thanks. I am a National Speakers Association member, the Arizona chapter, which is the founding chapter of the national organization. I was on the board of directors for 3 years, and I work with a lot of speakers and authors. And it really can work for any industry and any business. It all basically works the same. It's just changing the context and changing the suit, if you will.
Well, I love it. And again, we're talking here with Dan Shinder, advanced social marketing expert. You can reach him at advancedsocialmarketing.com. Because also, too, you're listening and watching me, David Kogan, host of the Eliances Hero Show. Make sure you go to Eliances.com. That's ELIANCES.com. It's the only place where entrepreneurs align. And you may have that lifetime opportunity to meet Dan live or in virtual at one of the many Eliances experience, because he is part of the community and highly respected within the community. In fact, Dan, maybe you could talk just briefly what it was like your first time experiencing Eliances.
You know, I have to say that there was a lot of, I don't want to say hype, but it was built up real big. You know, when I met Christine through LinkedIn and all these things were said how great it is, it's so different, I was a little skeptical. Not that it was good or not, but it just sounded so good. It way over delivered beyond that. And I'm not speaking hyperbole. This is the honest truth. I've made some great friends. I've picked up some great clients. I feel like I'm part of a community that truly services not others, but services each other. The events, virtual events even, are so much fun. I'm always meeting interesting people. You pick up clients, you pick up mentors, you pick up friends, and sometimes they're all of the same. It's very similar to the National Speakers Association, but even on a much, much higher level. And the diversity of people and the businesses they're in and their backgrounds, that's one of the things that really interests me. It's been tremendous.
Fantastic. Great to hear. And again, that's why you may be able to see them and meet them in person or virtually in person. In fact, I want to get back to, because social media is just such a critical part, it seems, of almost every business. And it's great that you touch every business and you can help them, get that. But where do you see the future going? Because things have evolved and they're evolving faster within social media and the metrics and that. Where do you see things going, and how do you stay on top of it?
I'll start at the end and work backwards. I stay on top of it by, I think it's important for you to keep your finger on the pulse of whatever you do to serve other people, whether it's a product, a service, whatever industry you're in, whatever space you're in. So I do spend a lot of time reading and following different blogs, and I've got someone that works for me that does it probably even 5 times more than I do, and she distills it down. Lori, thank you, Lori. And we really stay up to date, because things do change rapidly and they change drastically. However, the one thing that's I don't think is going to change in our lifetime, David, for the listeners, this is so important. The human behavior of how online engagement and how to resonate with people, how to make content that works, I don't think that's going to change. It's the mechanics of how these platforms and things like that change that you've got to stay on top of. You wake up one morning, you start getting to work on your stuff, buttons are in different places, functionality is different, and there's no manual for that. So you really have to pay attention and not just put blinders on and not copy what everyone else is doing because they're doing it. I have this saying where I say, stop following everyone over the cliff like sheep and learn how to do it and learn what real results are. It's so important. It really is. So I think more than ever, people really need to embrace it, especially with the current climate of business, with unfortunately the way the pandemic has affected so many of us, whether you're a 30-year-old 30 years as a seasoned entrepreneur, or someone who got furloughed or laid off, or you lost your business and now you're pivoting. It's so important to embrace what works now. And just because you might not believe in it doesn't mean it doesn't work. It's time. You know, what did we have that with, David? When we went from the horse to the carriage, from the horse-drawn carriage to the car, people like, I don't need a car, I got a horse. The telegraph to the phone, the radio to the, it's really the same thing on another level in the 21st century.
Now let's talk, because I have seen your videos and I can't believe it, specifically on DrumTV. Oh my, can you jam? So talk to us about that. And I mean, your viewers, everything has just exploded in a great way for you, in that where you're the point contact person now, it seems like, on the internet when it comes to drums.
Yeah, we are the largest media company covering the world of drumming. Not the biggest building, not the most employees, but the biggest fan base, the most engagement, the most reach. And at Drum Talk TV, we do interviews with artists, educators, and makers of gear. We cover events all around the world, although this year we haven't traveled since January. We cover trade shows, festivals, things like that all over the world. One of my favorite things is we curate content from our fans from over 130 countries. So one of the things that makes us different is not just the rock drummers, not just the big pop drummers, not just jazz. It's everything you can imagine, from tablas in Morocco to murdi dangums in India to djembes in West Africa. It just goes on and on and on. And then I have a show called Dan's Almost Daily Vlog. That got me out of having to do it every day. Dan's Almost Daily Vlog, where I just talk about music, drumming, influences, gear, interact with the audience. And that's my most, I've been able to interview basically all my idols that are still alive. But my most favorite, most valued part of Drum Talk TV is interacting with our audience on that show. It's just so much fun to connect.
And for those of you that are watching this, and if you're listening, make sure you check out the video section by going to Eliances.com. We're in his office right now, and I see all these drums in the background. Which one of those is your favorite? I mean, you've got quite a collection right there.
Yeah, I have an enormous drum set down in my studio. I play a lot of progressive rock, fusion. I do play old school jazz and stuff. But the most meaningful drum here is this one. This is my snare drum from my drum set that expanded from a 5-piece to a 14-ish piece in 1979. And that's the snare drum, the original snare drum that came with that 1979 Imperial Star. It's on the shelf because about 8 years ago, I had a custom drum made that's now my main snare drum. So I decided, I almost made a belt buckle out of that, but it was just kind of heavy. And then it was going to be a medallion to wear around my neck. I decided to just put on the shelf as a little sort of memento. I toured the country twice with that when I was 15 and 16 years old. I mean, it's just so meaningful to me, part of my background as a musician.
What kind of secrets can you share with young adults who want to go into the music industry, and maybe perhaps specifically, whether it be within the drums or other music industry, you know, to do so well as you have, you know, not less alone just in the social media and the business that you're doing, which is exploding, but also creating a whole thing in regards to the industry that they love so much of music.
That you just said the key word and give away the answer. Do it for the love of doing it. It is a business. And you do need to treat it as a business, and you can't just, and this goes for any business on social, you can't just promote what you're doing and hammer people over the head with what's for sale, buy my shirt, come to our show, download our single, buy my CD. It works the same way with any other business, but do it for the love of business first and express yourself, get good at your craft, expand your horizons as far as the influences. Don't get stuck in a box. If you want to really be a successful musician on any instrument, learn the many, many disciplines of different genres of music, even ones you might not personally like at first, and you will get more and more work because you'll have more reasons people can utilize what you love to do. And there's nothing better than getting up in the morning and doing what you love to do.
Well, Dan, I love your energy. Absolutely incredible. You help elevate your clients and capture the audience they want through social media. That's a hero. Dan Shinder, advanced social media marketing expert. You could reach him at advancedsocialmarketing.com. Once again, advancedsocialmarketing.com. This is David Kogan with the Eliances Hero Show. And coming up next, I'll be interviewing Body by Jake. So continue to stand by.
Thank you, everybody.